Hello y'all, so today I want to do my first advice video, something that I've kind of worked through a lot, so I figured I would be able to give, well, some advice. So my topic today is writer's block, something that I'm sure we're all familiar with, writers and non-writers alike. Um, as my English teacher once said, there's no more cunning villain than the blank page. And this is because the blank page is perfect. The blank page contains every idea ever thought of and ever will be thought of. It is all-encompassing. And the moment that you put a mark on it is the moment that it stops becoming perfect and it becomes something real. Um, I know it sounds kind of it sounds kind of pessimistic, but this is a really great concept to build in yourself, because you will never be perfect. No one will ever be perfect. No matter how hard we write, there's always going to be something. There's always going to be another idea. There's always going to be another comma that you could put in. There's always going to be, a different word that you can use. And once you stop focusing on trying to make the perfect story or the perfect novel, perfect poem, perfect art piece, the moment that you stop trying to achieve that is the moment that you can make something really great, because you're no longer focused and hindered by this perfectionist nature that we kind of have, or at least I have. Anyways, so without further ado, writer's block. Step 1, take breaks. I know that a lot of people advise just working through your writer's block, just, keep writing, even if it doesn't make sense, even if it doesn't relate to your story, just work through it. I tend to disagree. I get really focused on the editing process, and the way that I see it is that you don't want to put in stuff only to take them out. If you're not sure about working through an idea or a concept or even a sentence, just don't even bother putting it in there. One way of doing this is, if you want to work through that idea, is have like a notebook somewhere. Pen and paper is excellent for this if you're working on a computer, and just write out a couple different ideas for how you want, a sentence or a paragraph to go, and then either pick the best one or cut them up into pieces and make something new out of it. But as far as breaks goes, I always recommend, when you feel that you have writer's block and you feel like you can't continue, get up, go outside, get some fresh air. If you're a smoker, go take a smoke break. If you're, a social person, just, have a small conversation with someone. Try to keep your break, anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes. You don't want to take longer than that, because you're just going to start getting out of the flow, and that's not the key to this. To me, when I take my breaks, I like to actually not think about my story. I go somewhere else, I, look around myself and kind of take in the scenery, or I'll have a conversation with one of my flatmates. Sometimes I'll take a short walk just to kind of clear my head, and then you come back to it. And then when you come back to it, you're seeing it in a different light. So that's definitely one. Also, you don't want to be staring at a computer screen too long, or be sitting down too long, because it can be unhealthy for you. So, step 1, take a break. Or advice 1, take a break. Advice 2, this deals more with people who are writing pen and paper stuff, and this can, go as far as like essay writing or college writing. My same teacher as before, who was really inspirational and really kind of formed my creative writing techniques. Also, she would have us write against the lines. So if you can kind of see how there's that, like, it says, write against the lines, break the bonds of conformity, don't box your ideas, release them. And this is something I wrote just to show the example of writing against the lines. And that's basically, you're breaking the power of the page. When you have lines, it tries to box in everything, keep everything nice and orderly. But creative writing is not orderly. It's not neat. It's messy. It's, it's basically like a brainstorm on a page. So by freeing that, you free yourself, kind of mentally, metaphorically, you free yourself from the bonds that would keep your ideas in check and keep them locked in. And then the third piece of advice is having a writer's friend, like a writer friend, is always great. And when you talk about your stories and you hear a story, or you hear the ideas of other writers' stories, I think it kind of helps spark that creativity, because you see someone else who's working, like, as hard or sometimes harder than you, even sometimes not as hard, can still inspire you to be better, and my suggestion is, don't talk about your book. As writers, we're always like prone, like, ask us what we did in a day, ask us what our favorite movie is, and we're going to give short, boring answers. But ask us what our book is about, you're going to need a brick to keep us to stop talking. So, so just put that aside, put your own story aside, and talk about their work, and see how it's going with them, and, as a writer, they're going to love the fact that you asked. So, talk about their work, and hopefully that'll kind of inspire you to keep going. Sometimes you can, I'm not saying steal ideas, but sometimes you can be inspired by their ideas and by the way that they go about working things. And so those are, they're not perfect advice. Obviously, this is just things that I've learned in my own experience. Don't take it as, gospel or whatever. But I hope it helps, and I hope to bring you more advice in the future. If you have any questions, or if you have your own advice that you think would be good and stuff, leave it in the comments below. I would love to hear from you guys, and ladies, sorry, and gender non-conforming people. I need to get better with this. I like the word y'all, so I'd love to hear from y'all. Anyways, I hope you're having a great day, and I'll see you soon.